NCAA punished Auburn basketball for Chuck's personal violation. The NCAA finally ruled on Auburn basketball after a long and lengthy process that started after the September 2017 arrest of former assistant Chuck Person. Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl received a 2-game suspension. Person received a 10-year show-cause penalty and the basketball program was put on 4 years of probation, among other penalties. Former Auburn assistant Harris Adler also received a 1-year show-cause penalty after he failed to meet his obligation to fully cooperate in an investigation following allegations he paid for the tuition for a former walk-on player. Adler met with the NCAA twice but did not meet for a requested third time despite multiple requests, according to the NCAA. As part of its reasoning for Pearl's penalties, the NCAA determined the Auburn head coach didn't do a good enough job monitoring Person. Vince Nastro, the chief hearing officer for Auburn's case, said the infractions committee took into account Pearl's previous track record with the NCAA, which included a 3-year show-cause penalty while at Tennessee, when assessing penalties. Finally, the committee determined that the men's basketball head coach violated head coach responsibility rules because he did not adequately monitor the associate head coach and failed to promote an atmosphere of compliance, the NCAA said in its release. Specifically, the committee noted that the head coach's monitoring efforts were tardy or limited in nature. Auburn had already self-imposed a postseason ban for the 2020-21 season, held out players Danjel Purifoy and Wiley for the entire 2017-18 season and self-imposed recruiting bans for a lengthy period of time. The other NCAA penalties issued Friday include a $5,000 fine plus 3% of the basketball program's budget, a reduction of 2 scholarships over the course of probation and a vacation of all team records while ineligible players participated. "We are pleased that a conclusion has been reached in this case," Auburn said in a statement. "For the last 4 years, Auburn has been proactive and cooperative with the NCAA enforcement staff and committee on infractions. We have been and will continue to be committed to NCAA rules compliance. As such, we accept all penalties and are ready to move forward." Person was arrested as part of an FBI investigation into college basketball that also resulted in the arrest of then assistant coaches at Arizona, Oklahoma State, and South Carolina. Person ultimately pleaded guilty and was sentenced for his actions directing payments to former Auburn players Purifoy and Wiley and their respective families. Auburn fired Person after his arrest. This post will be updated. John Talty is the sports editor and SEC insider for Alabama Media Group. You can follow him on Twitter at jtalty.